Thanks for joining us. We are at Mobile World Congress 2024, where I'm delighted to be joined by Patrick Waldemar. Patrick is Vice President, Head of Next Gen Networks and Cloud at Telenor Research and Innovation, and Ian Hood, who's Chief Strategist for Global Industries at Red Hat. And we had to discuss Telenor's 5G experimentation platform and your unique approach to accelerating innovation. So, Patrick, tell us more.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. Looking back over the last 7-8 years, I think it started 2017, 2018 with an EU project where we were awarded the funding for being a coordinator. We started creating experimental platforms to be used to work with industries to show them the value of 5G. When you do this in an EU setting, it's really a lot of small pieces that has to come together, and it's not necessarily a platform that is stable over time. You just need to prove something. We realized that this is a concept that we need to professionalize, we need to work more with it, and we were happy, amongst others, to meet Red Hat and to get their help in how do we get this good mix between the customers, the partners, and finding out what can the technology be used for. So we have evolved this platform now over several years and made it more and more professional. Now the name is iora. I stands for innovative, C for cloud native, open for the O, and R for resilient, and A for automated. And I think A is maybe the key words for how Red Hat is coming in here.
Yeah, the more the merrier when it comes to innovation, right, Ian? So really, Patrick, it sounds like Telenor is really invested in this technology research approach and turning the findings into innovation opportunities for customers and partners indeed. So Ian, what are your thoughts on some of the use cases mentioned by Patrick?
The use cases are really kind of key to solving what each different industry wants to go work with, and we see it in healthcare, we see it in manufacturing, we see it in a number of industries, and it's really a key thing is to make sure that the partnerships with the applications that actually drive the business outcome for that industry are really kind of key in how we actually work together, because we don't actually solve for whether it's better healthcare, higher quality products. That's really what the end customer wants, right? And we happen to be able to use technology to make that sort of invisible to them, that's what's underneath and putting this together. And that's really how we work at this from a use case perspective.
So if I'm going to go at it from the use case perspective, it's really 3 different use cases we've worked a lot with. We have worked with the Norwegian Defense because their challenges is so that we can reuse it in other industries. And in particular, we would look at this mix between having a macro network and more tactical private networks that are working together in a good and efficient manner. Then the same thing happens if you go to a hospital. If the hospital is going to need their communication solutions for their various apparatus, they need a secure network, they need a network that they can spin up, and they need certain performance things and security. Last one, we've been working with media, with NRK. Normally in a skiing event in Oslo, you would spend days cabling the cameras. If you come up with a network on wheel, you can do that in hours. And you can even change the location if you want to do that without, again, having to spend a lot of days.
That sounds very impressive. So what's next then? You have been sharing some use cases with us and some POCs. And those use cases you have developed with customers from various verticals and industries. So what about future technologies? Does the same philosophy apply for what you're going to do next?
Well, first of all, we are going to continue to understand the customers. We're going to continue to innovate with partners, and we're going to, proof point technology. And it's really in the crossing between the 3 of these that value is created. If we, by future, is looking, to the next generation, we're starting talking about 5G Advanced or 6G, then there are certain elements of the technologies that will be need to develop and proof case. But again, I think it is about understanding the needs of the customers. It's about working with the partners so that you actually get solutions that can scale and be rolled out in in the real world, and it's about playing with the technologies and being happy seeing that things are working.
Right. And it's really kind of a key thing about being able to do this and learn from industry A, but also having a common platform that can be used to solve these business problems in these different industries. And we haven't talked about the fact that as you move to the next generation beyond 5G standalone, and we started looking at 6G, right? That's when AI becomes a key intelligence play into the architecture, and that's where we've now added OpenShift AI as a technology to allow us to develop and tune the AI models the same way as we develop and adapt the applications that run on the platform to deliver these services and capabilities to these different industries.
It sounds very exciting, I must admit. Ian, there was a Red Hat blog recently published about the work that you two have been doing together around AI. So can you tell us maybe a little bit more about that to build up on what you've just mentioned?
Yeah, so that's really, again, one of the key things about AI and kind of what's going on in the industry together is that in order to actually deliver what the end customer wants is I can't just collect all this data and then attempt to do math on all this stuff all at once. So you actually have to pick the KPIs for the customer out of that application and apply the math to that specifically to deliver that business outcome. Right? So that's really kind of our approach to how we solve this together for that business, to apply the right KPI, do the math on that, and have a feedback loop to go improve on the application and on the infrastructure that's running underneath it.
Finally, a last question for you, Patrick. You've mentioned partners several times. So tell us about Telenor's position with regards to partners. How do you approach partnerships generally?
So generally, and being allowed to work with this from a research and innovation perspective is a very good position. Generally, you should create innovations from the partnerships. You should find this crossing between new technologies, the customer needs, and the partnership. I would go as far as to say, if you don't co-create together with the customers and the partners, you will not find the right solutions. You will not find the solutions that are the true value to the customers, and you will not find the solutions that we can really use to scale and offer to other customers as well. And I want to say one more thing, your platform is really the one platform that helps us work with several partners in this context of core networks and radio networks and finding the more advanced solutions. You're enabling several partners to onboard their functions, their new features, and to test it. And when you come then with now your new and advanced AI solutions, I think this will be even better in the future.
Right, because it takes some of the complexity out of building this solution together. If you've got a platform that can actually handle the different type of applications from the network partners, from the application vendors, and from the AI partners. Right? So that ability to do that removes some of that complexity and allows us to take an advancement in how we automate how we build this together.
Well, thank you very much. The key takeaway from this conversation is the fact that when we talk about innovation, we often think about technology, AI, 6G, etc. But really, it's all about collaboration, isn't it? Thank you very much, Patrick and Ian. Thank you.